I still remember the moment my dream died. Not slowly, not over time. It was destroyed in one single phone call. And the worst part, the people who did it were my own parents. Yeah, my parents. The same people who raised me. The same people who said they loved me. They were the reason my career ended before it even started. But to understand how everything fell apart, you need to know what happened the night before my biggest opportunity. And trust me, when you hear the truth, you might not believe what they did. My name is Emily Carter. I grew up in a small town in Ohio. Nothing fancy, nothing special, just a normal house, normal life. Or at least that's what I thought. My parents always told me one thing growing up: work hard and your life will be better than ours. So I did. I studied harder than everyone. While other kids went to parties, I stayed home, studying, working, dreaming, because I had one goal, just one. I wanted to work in film production in Los Angeles. It sounds crazy, right? A small town girl with a huge Hollywood dream. But somehow, it was actually happening. At 22 years old, I got an internship offer from a major production company in LA. When I read the email, my hands were shaking. I remember staring at the screen for 5 minutes straight. I couldn't breathe. This was it. My chance. The beginning of everything. I ran downstairs to tell my parents. I thought they would be proud. I thought they'd celebrate. But instead, something strange happened. They looked at each other, not excited, not happy, just quiet, too quiet. My mom forced a small smile. "That's far away," she said. My dad didn't smile at all. He just asked one question: "Why Los Angeles?" I laughed, because where else? That's where the industry is. That's where the opportunities are. But my dad didn't laugh. He looked serious, very serious. "You don't know those people?" he said. "Hollywood changes people." I thought he was just worried. Parents do that. So I hugged them and said, "I'll be fine. I promise." But something about their faces that night still haunts me. It was like they were hiding something, something big, something I didn't understand yet. The next morning, everything changed. I woke up to 8 missed calls, all from the same number, the production company. My stomach dropped. Why were they calling so much? I called back immediately. A woman answered. Her voice sounded different, cold, professional, not friendly like before. "Emily Carter?" she asked. "Yes," I said. Then she said something I will never forget. "We're canceling your internship offer." Just like that. Gone. No explanation. No warning. Nothing. I felt like the floor disappeared under my feet. "What?" I asked. "There must be a mistake." But there wasn't. She paused and then said something strange. "We received information about you." Information? My heart started racing. What information? Silence. Then she said, "Your family contacted us." My brain froze. My family? Yes. They told us things we cannot ignore. I couldn't breathe. What things? What could they possibly say? I asked her, but she wouldn't tell me. Company policy. Confidential. Then she ended the call. And just like that, my dream was gone. But the real nightmare? It was waiting downstairs. Because when I walked into the kitchen, my parents were already sitting at the table, waiting for me. And when my dad looked up, he said something that made my blood run cold. He said, "You're not going to Los Angeles." And that's when I realized something terrifying. This wasn't a misunderstanding. This wasn't a mistake. My parents planned this. But the real question was, Why? And the answer I discovered later was even worse than I imagined. I stood there in the kitchen, frozen. My dad was drinking coffee, like nothing happened. My mom was staring at the table, and my heart was beating so loud I could hear it in my ears. "You're not going to Los Angeles." My dad said it again, calm, cold, like the decision was already final. I felt something inside me break. "What did you do?" I asked. No one answered. The silence was heavy, uncomfortable. Then my mom finally spoke. "We protected you." "Protected me?" My hands started shaking. "You destroyed my career." I said. My voice cracked. "That was my dream." My dad leaned back in his chair, and that's when he said something that made everything even more confusing. "You don't understand the people in that industry." What did that even mean? I stared at him. "What did you tell them?" Another silence. Then he said 3 words. "The truth." My stomach dropped. What truth? I had done nothing wrong. I had perfect grades, no criminal record, no problems. So what truth were they talking about? That's when my mom looked up, and I saw tears in her eyes. Real tears. "We didn't want it to happen again," she whispered. Again, my brain was spinning. "What do you mean again?" My dad rubbed his face. For the first time, he looked tired, like a man carrying a heavy secret. Then he said something I never expected. "You had a sister." Everything stopped. "What?" "A sister," my mom repeated softly. My heart started racing again. I had lived 22 years believing I was an only child. "You're lying," I said. But they weren't. My dad slowly nodded. "Her name was Lily." And suddenly, pieces started moving in my head. Old photo albums, family pictures, the strange gaps in childhood stories. But nothing prepared me for what came next. She moved to Los Angeles when she was 21, my mom said, the same age I was now. She wanted to work in film too. My chest tightened. The same dream, the same city, the same path. But something happened. My dad said quietly, and the way his voice changed terrified me. She trusted the wrong people. My mom started crying now, soft, painful tears. They promised her opportunities, connections, roles. But none of it was real. They used her, manipulated her, took advantage of her dreams. And when she tried to leave, they ruined her reputation, blacklisted her, destroyed her future. And the worst part, she couldn't handle it. My dad looked away. My mom covered her face. And then the truth finally came out. Lily took her own life. The room felt like it collapsed. I couldn't breathe. My sister, a sister I never even knew existed, gone, because of the same dream I was chasing. "That's why we hid everything from you," my mom said. "We thought if you never knew, you'd never follow the same path." Tears were running down my face now. "But you did," my dad said quietly. "You chose the same dream." So they panicked. They were terrified history would repeat itself. So they did the only thing they thought would save me. They contacted the company. They told them about Lily. They told them about the people involved. They told them about the trauma. And they told them they believed Hollywood was dangerous for me. But that wasn't all. There was something worse. Something that explained why the company canceled my internship immediately. My dad looked at me with guilt in his eyes. I also told them, he said slowly, that those same people might still be working there. My heart stopped. If that was true, then the company didn't just cancel my internship. They erased my name to avoid problems, to protect themselves. And just like that, My career was over before it even started. I should have been furious. I should have screamed. But instead, I just sat there, trying to process everything. The anger, the betrayal, the love, the fear. My parents didn't destroy my dream out of hate. They did it because they were terrified of losing another daughter. But the story didn't end there. Not even close. Because 3 weeks later, I received another email from someone inside that same production company. And what it said changed everything. It said, "I knew your sister, and the story your parents told you isn't the full truth." And when I read the next line, I realized something chilling. My parents might not just be protecting me. They might be hiding something. Something about Lily. Something about what really happened in Los Angeles. And if I wanted the truth, I would have to go there myself, even if it meant risking everything, maybe even my life.